Today I'd like to do a product review of my EDC blade. This is the Victorinox Swiss Army Bantam pocket knife. It's a very thin, lightweight pocket knife. It easily disappears into your pocket. It's costs around $10 on Amazon.com. As a lot of you probably noticed, I've been slowly doing product reviews of all the different gear items that I showed in my last EDC video, and the Bantam was next on the list. So what I'm planning on doing for this video is giving you a brief rundown of the features and the specs of this pocket knife. And I was also going to do some comparisons with some other pocket knives. And those are the Victorinox Cadet, and then I also have the Benchmade Griptilian here. So let's get started with this review of the Victorinox Swiss Army Bantam. I decided to go with the Swiss Army knife Bantam because I wanted a pocket knife that was less tactical in appearance. A lot of the times when I use my pocket knives, I found that I was using them in business settings, and when I would bring this thing out, I'd get some looks from people. They kind of wonder why you're bringing out a knife like that. But with the Swiss Army knife, everyone recognizes this color, and that's especially why I went with the red as well. Because when you bring this thing out, it's not intimidating in any way. No one's going to think twice about you having this pocket knife on you. So I just wanted an EDC blade that was a perfect gentleman's blade, something that you could have in an office setting, and no one would blink an eye over it. Another thing I really enjoy about the Bantam is the price. At $10 to $11, it's extremely affordable versus the Cadet, which is more like $21, and of course the Benchmade Griptilian, which is more $80. Oftentimes I lose my EDC items, especially pens, and also pocket knives, and so having something that's affordable enough to lose is a pretty desirable quality for me to get in a pocket knife. The Bantam has 8 different functions. It has a large blade, a toothpick, some tweezers. It has this combination tool which includes a can opener, bottle opener, wire strippers, and a screwdriver. I'll talk about them more in more detail later. And then it also counts the little key ring as a tool, so 8 functions. It kind of compares with the Cadet, which also has a lot of different functions, although the Cadet has 2 different tools for the can opener and for the bottle opener. So the blade on this is around 2 inches in length. It's the same size identically to what you would get on the Cadet, and this is going to be half the price as well. The toothpick, I really enjoy having a toothpick on me. The more and more that I've carried this thing with me, I'm always using that toothpick. The tweezers are kind of, get me by tweezers. They're definitely not going to beat, something your wife or girlfriend might have for makeup. But it's if you ever need to get any kind of splinter out, it'll do the trick. So let's talk more about this combination tool that you see here. This combination tool is a cool feature to have. I originally got the Bantam because I wanted to have both a knife and a bottle opener on me at all times, but it actually does 4 different things. So it is a bottle opener, a can opener, a screwdriver, and wire strippers. Let's quickly go over the size and weight of the Bantam. As I said before, it has a blade length of 2 inches. When closed, the length is 3.31 inches, which is 84 millimeters. Now the thickness, I don't have it in millimeters, is a little less than half an inch. And it's around the same size as what you'd get with the Cadet. Now I'll put it as a comparison with the Benchmade Griptilian, and it kind of dwarfs it. Alright, let's do a quick weight on it. Actually, before the weight, let me show you the thickness of the Cadet and the Bantam. So as you can see, the Cadet's a lot thinner than it. Not a lot, but it's a little thinner. Alright, so let's do a quick weight. So the Bantam weighs right at 1.1 ounces, which is 30 grams. I don't know why I switched on me there, but alright, let's compare that with the Cadet. That's 1.6 ounces, or 45 grams. And just for fun, let's do with the Benchmade Griptilian. That's 3.9 ounces, or 110 grams. Let's quickly go over the pros and cons of the Swiss Army Bantam. For me, the number one pro is by far the cost of it. At $10 to $11, it's extremely affordable, and you have basically the same functionality that you do with the Cadet minus the nail file for more than half the price. And although you don't get a nail file like you do with the Cadet, you do get some tweezers and a toothpick, which I find that I use more often than I would a nail file. Next, I really like the size and weight of this thing. It's extremely small, it's extremely light, and with the smooth surface scales, it just kind of disappears in your pocket. You totally forget that it's there. It doesn't really have texturized grip to it like this, but the smoothness makes it easy to get in and out of the pocket, I find. I really like that the blade is non-threatening, especially if you were to take it out in any kind of business setting. You're not going to get any kind of looks versus if you had something like the Griptilian. And for me, the blade length is a perfect size for what I do for the majority of EDC purposes, which is a lot of the times just opening up boxes from Amazon for more YouTube videos. The scales are interchangeable. You could put different colored scales on here. I originally wanted to get some Stay Glows, which are the glow-in-the-dark ones, although they don't make it for the Bantam, they make it for other Swiss Armies. So it's made by a great company, it's high quality for the price, and it's just a good overall product that, if you happen to lose, it's not going to be the end of the world. So those are the pros. Let's quickly go over the cons. Now, I like the bottle opener feature of this. It works really well for opening bottles, but I felt that the can opener doesn't perform as well as what the Victorinox Cadet does. You can see on the Cadet it has a little sharper edge here. I think it's a little easier to get into cans than it is with using the Bantam version of it. Although this is for emergency purposes only, so it would definitely get you by, but I think that the Cadet performs a little better than that, and neither of them are going to perform as well as a P38, for example, in my opinion. Next, I would say you might lose the tweezers or the toothpick on here, but you can't really have those tied down either, so that's kind of hard to say on a con. Next, I would also say that the tweezers are a little wimpy. You're not going to be able to do anything real major with that, but it's a get me by tweezers. So, and then lastly, I would say that if you were using this outside in wet weather, you might say that the scale is a little slippery to handle when wet. Some of you might want to prefer a texturized grip to it. But I actually prefer having the smooth scale because it's easier to get in and out of my pocket. So for me, it's a good thing. If you want to use this outside, it might be a bad thing for you. And those are the only cons that I have for the Bantam. That's going to do it for this product review of the Victorinox Swiss Army Bantam pocket knife. All in all, I think it's a really good, affordable EDC blade to have on you that could also serve as a backup multi-tool. And it would be a great gentleman's knife, a knife to have in a business setting, or maybe even a secondary knife to have on you versus your primary blade. If you have any questions regarding this review or this knife, please feel free to leave them below in the comment section. And I hope you enjoyed watching this review of the Victorinox Swiss Army Bantam pocket knife. Talk to you guys later.